Hello, everyone. My guest today is Siddharth Gangal. He is building a tool that helps with AutoCAD and Salesforce installation for solar installers at the solarlabs.com. He loves solar and technology and started this business when he was a senior in college. His vision is to help solar installers scale their businesses and thereby make solar more accessible to the world. He'll do this by installing better engineering solar systems. Siddharth, you ready to take us to the top?
Yep. Let's
Okay.
do it, Nick.
So just to be clear, is this a piece of software you're selling?
Yes, it's a subscription software for solar installers, which helps them design and engineer solar PV systems. So you can engineer how a solar system would go up on your rooftop. And it helps the installers create sales proposals that ultimately help them close deals.
And what do they pay you per month on average to use the technology?
So we have a couple of plans. So our cheapest plan is for $70 per month. And our most expensive plan goes up to $150 per month.
And Siddharth, you started this as a senior in college. What year was that? When did you launch?
So that was back in 2017. 2017, yeah.
And how many customers are you serving today?
So today we have around 380 solar installers using us.
Wow. How did you get the first 10?
Okay, great question. So the first 5 came in through. So these were the customers that we were already working with while we were developing the product. So we took a lot of user feedback from them.
Well, no, but Siddharth, what do you mean? I mean, how did you get your first 5 connections?
Oh, okay. So we just picked up a list on Google Maps and like solar websites and just cold called.
Okay, so hold on. No, take me into that story. So what did you search specifically in Google Maps?
Solar installers near me.
And where were you?
So I was in, so interestingly, like we were in Delhi. I was still a senior in college when we did these initial user interviews. So we had traveled around 200 kilometers to Delhi, and we did all these interviews over there. What we searched for is just, we ended up at a hotel, searched for solar installers near me.
In Delhi, though. You were in Delhi, though.
Correct.
That's great. And how many showed up? What was the total list?
How many? Sorry?
How many showed up when you did that search? How many showed up on Google Maps?
So in Delhi, there were about 300 installers. So we had a list of 300 to call from. We managed to get around 40 interviews done in a space of 3 months. So
got 40 interviews done, and then 5 of them converted to customers?
Yeah, 5 of them converted like within 1 month of launching. And approximately, I guess, 30 of them would be our current customers.
30 of the original 300 on the list.
Yeah.
And can we do the math, Siddharth? 380 customers times $70 a month. You're doing at least $26,000 a month right now in revenue.
Right, we are.
And where were you about a year ago so we can calculate growth rate?
All right. So a year ago we were approximately at around 50 customers. So we've had a pretty steep growth rate during 2020.
So 50 customers, and what does that mean about how much in revenue per month?
So we were approximately at $3,500 per month.
Yeah, so that's a lot of growth. How did you grow so fast during COVID? Did you just keep using Google Maps to find lists and cold calling?
No. So we added a couple of more. We added 3 more channels. So first was cold calling and outbound, due to which we scaled up to about 100. And after that, we got into channel partnerships with solar manufacturers, through which they introduced us to their dealers and people they sold to, and use those connections to scale to the rest.
And how many channel partners do you work with today?
Today we work with 2.
Okay. And how much you must incentivize them somehow? Do you pay them a commission?
Yes, we do.
And is it like a 50-50 sort of split, or how do you structure that agreement?
So it's more 30% to the introductee, and 70% to us.
30% over what period of time?
So that's for the first year, and then we pay around 5 to 10% for the second and third years, and after that, it's our customer.
Oh, that's great. Now, do customers stick with you that long? What does your churn rate look like?
Right. So we have lost about maybe 25% annually.
Okay. And that's on a revenue basis, 25% revenue churn?
Yes. Yes.
And now, this software, obviously, I imagine these folks you're selling to have a lot of budget. Do you upsell them anything, or just $70 a month is the only opportunity?
Right. So that's an area we're struggling with right now. We're trying to figure out more ways of upselling. So one access for us for upselling is selling them more seats, right? So if you have more designers or more engineers, you buy more seats. So that's one access. The second is we're also building out new features, that further enhance the in either the engineering capabilities or the sales capabilities. So that then has add-ons, certain add-ons, which take that $70 to around $150.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you upsell based off number of projects, residential projects. You upsell based off number of commercial projects, and you're looking now to sort of invent new things for you to be able to upsell against.
Right. That's right.
Do you have a second or third sort of product that you upsell, or is it all just the solar installation software?
Right. As of now, it's the solar installation software, but we're looking again. We're building more. So the next thing for us to do is to go into more customer-facing applications. So, for example, tools that allow the installer to send a proposal that the end user can interact with.
Mm-hmm.
So stuff like e-signing, stuff like viewing 3D models right with the customer so that they can talk over a design. That's the things that we're building.
That's
so again,
great.
these will be apps.
And Siddharth, have you bootstrapped this or raised capital?
We raised a small seed round of about $200,000 back in 2018, and since then we've sort of broken even month over month.
Hey, congratulations! That's great.
Thanks.
Do you have any plans to raise capital now?
Yes, we do.
How much would you?
We're looking to raise around $1 to $1.5 million in the next 6 months. So as of now, not actively fundraising, but we will be in the market soon.
Mm-hmm. And what valuation do you hope to raise $1.5 million on?
So we're hoping to push around a $6 million valuation.
And how are you feeling about that? I'm trying to get a read, but you're a very calm, cool, and collected guy.
Right. So I think it's a reasonable ask. The sector is it's very fast growing, and there's interest. There's also market trends with Joe Biden becoming the U.S. president for one. He has a great green initiative, green jobs plan, which would spur solar in the U.S. And the U.S. is sort of the leader in terms of policy. So many countries copy what their policies are. So we expect that to have a trickle down effect on the rest of the world as well. So that will lead to more solar, hopefully.
Yep. Now, what does your team look like today, Siddharth?
So we are a team of 20 people, around 9 across engineering and around 7 in business operations.
How many quota carrying sales reps do you have?
We have three quota carrying sales reps.
And what quota do you assign to them?
So each person is supposed to bring in around. I'm sorry, I'm having to sometimes convert INR to USD, so sorry for that.
Take your time.
Around 6,000. Sorry, no, it would be $5,000 per month.
Got it. So they need to bring in something like $60,000 of new monthly recurring revenue per year, or about 800 grand in new ARR.
Right.
Exactly. Something like that. Interesting. Okay. Very cool. And where else would you? So let's say you go do raise this 1.5 million. Where would you spend the money? Where do you think you can drive growth?
So right now, much of our current users. So even though we're active across 7 countries where we have customers. 95% of our customers are in India. So we would use around 50 to 60% of the capital for marketing and international expansion. and around 40% on new products and building strongly on the product we have.
Love that. What's it costing you right now on a fully weighted basis to acquire a new customer that pays $70 a month?
Um, it costs us around, so our CAC is approximately, it's sort of a little hard to calculate. I would peg it at about 35%, 35 to 40%
Of ACV?
of the first year revenue.
Yeah, so that would be something like between $250 and $350, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and where are you spending that money? Are you advertising or how's marketing?
So we have a percentage that goes as incentive to our quota carrying reps, right? And approximately on top of that is our marketing costs.
Mm-hmm. But where do you spend those costs? Is it Facebook ads, LinkedIn, somewhere else?
All right. Uh, some of our investment is on SEO, and some of it on Google Ads.
Okay,
Google
interesting.
Ads, and we actually spend most of our money on content and longer term initiatives.
Makes a lot of sense. We're rooting for you, Siddharth. Let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, favorite business book.
Never split the difference.
Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Jeff Bezos.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building the business?
Asana.
And number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Around 7.5.
And what's your situation, Siddharth? Married, single, kids?
Nathan, I'm 25. I hope to be single for a few more years at least.
All right, not married, no kids, 25. Take us back 5 years. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
2020. That don't worry too much. So I was at college at the time. Don't worry too much.
Guys, he builds software that helps solar installers install the panels more effectively and at a lower cost. He launched it in 2017 while in college, cold called solar installers from a Google Maps listing, landed that. That's how he got his first 5 customers. Now today, doing about $26,000 a month in revenue, significant growth during COVID, 380 customers on just $200,000 raised, looking at potentially doing a $1.5 million round here at a $6 million valuation in the next 6 months. Watch out for this guy. He's on to something. Siddharth, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thank you, Nathan. Pleasure being here.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.